Hi, I'm Eric Butel, and today I'd like to talk to you about some mistakes that parents typically make regarding life insurance. I have the pleasure of guiding people as the leaders of their family to build a legacy and create peace of mind. I'm an attorney, and I practice estate planning and probate. If you have questions about estate planning or probate, you can book a time to talk to me over the phone or in person for free by going to ericbutel.com. And don't forget to follow me on social media and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Life insurance is a very important tool to us as parents to make sure that our children have the financial resources available to them if something were to happen to us. One question that comes into play is, how do I make sure that the money is available to our children? We want to be sure that they have the childhood that we want to give them, and that they are brought up in the way that we would bring them up if we were here. I find that many parents make some fundamental mistakes that I'd like to talk to you about today. Now, for most people, your spouse would be your primary beneficiary on your life insurance policy. The thought is, if I were to die tomorrow, I want my spouse to have enough money to continue raising our children the way we have been without adding additional burdens. But what happens if both of us were to die before our kids are adults? How do we make sure that the money is available to the kids for that purpose? Now, for some people, the easy answer is, okay, I'll just leave my kids as the beneficiary on my life insurance policy and the money will go right to them. That could be a big problem. Suppose your children are under 18 when you pass away, or even if they're not under 18 but they're still young adults and maybe don't have the life experience to be able to manage that kind of money. In that case, the proceeds may not go as you had planned, and they wouldn't work well for your kids. If they're under 18, they wouldn't actually be able to have the money given to them in their names. And that means the court would have to step in and appoint somebody who will be paid the proceeds of the life insurance policy and have to manage that money for your kids. And that's not really a desirable result, because the appointed person has no idea who your kids are and who you were and what maybe you wanted to have done with that money. They don't know your kids' wants and needs, and frankly, they're not really going to care because they have other things that they need to worry about. So that approach is not a good approach to take. Another approach some people take is to leave the life insurance proceeds to the person that they've named as their children's guardian. That might seem like a logical thing to do, but if you think about it, it really doesn't work. Say that you left the money to Uncle Al, who is going to be taking care of your children. Here are a couple of problems with this idea. Now, number one is Uncle Al is under absolutely no legal duty to apply that money to take care of the kids. Because you put Uncle Al as the beneficiary, it actually is Uncle Al's money. Therefore, Uncle Al can do whatever he wants. We would hope that he would take care of the kids, but not everybody does things that we hope. And so, we want to trust people and believe that they'll do the right thing, but we know that doesn't always happen. Secondly, if Uncle Al were to die before you, or before your kids are adults, then that money that was left to Uncle Al wouldn't go to your kids at all. It would go the way that Uncle Al had left his assets to be distributed. Whether he had a will or if he didn't have a will, it would go the way the state determines. And that can be a terrible result. So third, how do we make sure that if Uncle Al has any money left over after raising your kids to adulthood and to their maturity where they're able to handle the money, assuming there's any money left over, how do we make sure that'll go to the kids? By naming Uncle Al as the beneficiary, that won't happen. So as you can see, leaving the money directly to the person you named as the guardian for your children isn't a really good option. The best option is to leave the money to your kids through a vehicle called a trust. Now, a trust you can set up through your will, or you can set it up independently or through another trust. But essentially, it creates a vehicle to hold your money for the kids' benefit. And you appoint somebody, a trustee, to manage that money, again, for the kids' benefit. The trustee could be the guardian, or it could be a professional trustee or a bank or somebody who can invest the money so that it will grow and work for your kids. When kids reach a certain age, then you could leave rules in the trust that would allow that money to be distributed to the kids. Maybe it's after they're 25, or after they've graduated from college, or after they've gotten married themselves. You can determine those things and put all that in your trust. Using a trust is the best way to make sure that the proceeds from life insurance go for your kids' benefit and don't get either misused or lost or anything else. The trust that you draft determines how the money will be applied to their benefit by the trustee who you chose when you drafted the trust. And when you design your trust, you decide when your kids are old enough to have that money outright on their own for their purposes. Or you can decide to leave it in trust for as long as they're adults and pass it along to their kids, your grandkids. Again, a trust has endless options, and it's a very great way to protect your money and make sure that your kids are taken care of. As a reminder, if you have any questions about estate planning or probate, book a time to talk to me. It's free. We can talk over the phone, via Zoom, or in person. Just go to ericbutel.com and schedule that on my calendar. Follow me on social media and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll respond. So thank you for your time. And remember, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you know somebody who could use this information, please share it with them. And subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any other videos. Thank you. Take care.